me that Robyn just has different rules and expectations for how she would like people to behave in her home. And surprisingly enough, we all have personalities and opinions, and we're not as easily controlled as she might prefer.
Welcome back to the channel. It's Monday, March 10th. How's everyone doing? Let's dive into some major updates. With Sister Wives currently on hiatus, fans are eagerly waiting for its return. But when will that be? Based on the latest information, the show is expected to come back around late April or early May. And here's why. TLC has filled the void temporarily with an 8-episode season of The Baldwin, featuring Alec Baldwin, his wife Hilaria, and his kid. This show assumed Sister Wives' regular time slot beginning February 23rd. After that, we should anticipate Sister Wives to go back to regular programming. And believe me, when it comes back, it's going to be explosive. Kody and Robyn's outrageous spending, the constant feud over Coyote Pass, and jaw-dropping secrets will be front and center. But that's only the tip of the iceberg. This second half of the season will include a tell-all, where Kody will finally be called out on some of his most incendiary comments. Meanwhile, Meri will come clean about the manipulation she suffered at Robyn's hand, an epiphany that makes her realize just how deep the lie went. As Meri begins to piece together the puzzle, she'll see that Robyn had been deceiving her for years, spinning lies to remain in power. And Kody, let's just say he won't be taking the news so well. Anticipate some good old-fashioned Kody temper tantrum. But here's the actual surprise. The tell-all is hosted by Suki, and something fishy is afoot in the background. According to sources, Suki will not do anything tough on Kody that might make him storm off set. Why? Because if she gets out of line, she'll get the axe, just like all previous hosts did. As Mikkel, who leaked this on Patreon, reports, hosts were fired after relatives complained about the questions they posed. So is the tell-all simply a highly managed PR exercise? And the million-dollar question, what's next for Sister Wives? Speculation is running rampant. Although the future after season 20 is uncertain, sources from Melty assure us that filming continues, so fans can breathe easy knowing at least one more season is coming. But after that, it's anyone's bet. Stay tuned, because this season is going to rock things like never before. Though the future of Sister Wives after season 20 is unsure, one thing is certain: the family is getting further apart. The rift runs deeper than ever before, with Janelle now establishing a new life in North Carolina. She's bought a farm and is constructing a home, looking forward to a new beginning free from the turmoil. Christine, on the other hand, is taking bold steps in Utah. This weekend, she broke the news on Instagram that she's growing her Airbnb operation. You may recall that she already has a rental property in Moab, Utah. Now, she's purchased a second one in Hurricane, southern Utah, and it will be up for rent beginning in April. It appears that Christine and David are employing their Sister Wives' income wisely, investing in property and generating a flow of passive income, in contrast to Robyn, who appears to be spending money on frivolous items. Yes, we're referring to the legendary doll clothes. Christine is making wise financial choices. But let's go back a bit. Do you recall Gwendlyn's revelations 2 years ago? That's why I began this video with her previous statement, because they are still relevant today. Back in season 17, Gwendlyn openly shared the family's money issues and disputes on her YouTube channel. For season 18, she relocated her reactions to Patreon. Now, she's totally disconnected from Sister Wives and no longer responds to the show. Ever since the horrific death of her brother Garrison, she has stopped talking about family drama altogether. But here's the actual question. With all this separation, what lies ahead for the Brown family? Stay tuned, because things are getting more complicated than ever. As the family further broke down, one of the most significant sources of conflict was money. Season 17 brought these money struggles into the forefront, and everything came down to one thing: who was receiving financial assistance and who were they on their own? Janelle, meanwhile, was having trouble finding a place to stay. She required stability, but Kody, rather than assisting her, he attempted to coerce her into purchasing Christine's former residence. Why? Not out of concern for Janelle's girl's welfare, but because he wanted access to the property, basically using her credit for his own gain. Janelle, firm in her resolve, refused. This only highlighted previous money arguments further. The contrast was soon pointed out by fans, how Janelle was not given money, whereas Robyn had been given down payments on her expensive house without any questions asked. The injustice of it all was simply undeniable. In the meantime, Gwendlyn, who had been working hard to interact with fans on Patreon, was posed a very important question. She discussed it later on her YouTube channel, revealing some information about Kody and Robyn's finance. One of the problems that really jumped out, the funds owed to Meri, and for the past 3 seasons, one issue has remained at the center of Sister Wives' ongoing drama: the money owed to Meri and Janelle. Fans have watched as this financial dispute played out, and many have questioned Kody's true motive. This type of financial control is a typical strategy in polygamy. According to Gwendlyn, she described how, if a wife is disobedient or fails to have complete control over her children, she is punished. How? By being cut off financially, ignored, or shut out entirely. And for years, rumors have circulated that this is precisely what Kody has been doing. Why didn't he help Janelle build her home? To punish her. Why has he delayed paying her what she's owed? To punish her. But there's a twist to this power struggle. There are those who think that Kody and Robyn are keeping this financial obligation looming over Meri and Janelle as a means of manipulating them, making them remain attached to him, even when they want to break free. Kody himself has suggested this throughout the season, acknowledging that financial bonds are one of the last things holding them together. The kicker is, the kids can see through it. Kody and Robyn's questionable money moves haven't flown under everyone's radar. Their kids have been watching them do this for years, and they haven't remained quiet about it. Actually, when Christine finally left, one of the biggest problems was how the kids responded when they would go. Being honest, period. Gwendlyn has explained Robyn was not an innocent bystander who happened to get caught up in Kody's chaos. She was very much a part of dictating family dynamic, inserting wedges between siblings, and making it almost impossible for the non-Robyn children to have a genuine relationship with their father. The favoritism was obvious when Kody and Robyn's children received Disney vacation, costly getaways, and extravagant presents. Christine, Janelle, and their children were excluded. They were treated like outsiders within their own family, and when the older children began to complain, Kody didn't attempt to correct the situation. He simply ostracized them entirely. Robyn's assertions that she's merely attempting to keep the family intact crumble when you examine her modus operandi. As told by Gwendlyn, if people wish to get to her children, they must pass through Robyn first, and on her term. Even Christine, a former caregiver for Robyn's children, is shut out unless Christine reconciles with Robyn. The manipulation goes deep. When Gwendlyn became engaged and invited all her siblings, Kody and Robyn's children didn't show up. Why? Because Gwendlyn says they were told they weren't safe to be around her. It breaks your heart and says everything about how Kody and Robyn control and isolate the story within their family. In the meantime, this season, Robyn is playing the victim, saying she was deceived by Kody or the other wives. She's playing dumb like she didn't know how things escalated this far. But Gwendlyn isn't having it, and neither are most viewers. She straight up called her out. Robyn knew what was going on, how even more of the dysfunction that has been unfolding in the family. The fact that this season has been stretched out longer than any other indicates that producers know how much drama is still left to be revealed. Gwendlyn's explanation is brutal but true. She doesn't for 1 minute think Robyn was deceived. Rather, she views Robyn as a careful thinker, always thinking several steps ahead to watch her own interests and secure her finances. Getting married into the Browns wasn't a move of accepting polygamy. It was securing that she and her children would be well cared for. And now that Kody's kingdom is falling, she's placing herself to bow out on her own terms, claiming Kody as responsible for everything when the moment arises. And as far as money is concerned, Gwendlyn made it plain. Kody and Robyn have been living above their station for years, living off other people's money, namely the other wives' earning. Christine, seeing the handwriting on the wall, took care to take Kody's name off the mortgage on her house so that when she did leave, she could walk away unencumbered without him claiming anything from her. She had no desire for Coyote Pass, hence she sold it and moved on. With Christine, Janelle, and even Mary free from Kody's financial hold now, they're free to start their own lives, something that Kody did not want, for it meant not being able to control them. Gwendlyn mentioned that with them being free now, they're earning more than they were before, and Kody no longer has access to it. And as for the future of the series, this hiatus doesn't mean season 20 is arriving just yet. Rather, season 19 will keep going because there are still more episodes to be broadcast. With more than 20 episodes now available, this will go on record as the longest season the series has ever had, demonstrating just how much more there is to discover. That's why Kody and Robyn could qualify for such a massive mortgage, not because they were well off, but because they had several seasons of consistent income to present to lender. That doesn't make them rich, it just makes them have large debt. Yes, everyone is richer now, but if Kody and Robyn had been honest with the money in the past, the other wives would have been better off today. Kody and Robyn, on the other hand, managed the money, using what could have been communal funds for themselves. And as for paychecks, Gwendlyn suspects Kody must be bringing in the most because technically, it's his show, his contract. As much as fans would like to think otherwise, the show is there because of him. He is the one uniting factor between all the wives, and that's why, no matter how it appears, he remains the lead. Although the show has now turned its attention, focusing on Christine, Janelle, and even Mary, those dollars are probably still under Kody's control. That disparity has created resentment for years, and with season 19 still in progress, the complete aftermath of Kody and Robyn's decision is yet to be seen. It's all about money control. Kody, as the technical head of the show, must have been able to command a larger paycheck for himself, whereas the other wives had to make do with what they received. They kept quiet for years, attempting to maintain harmony, but now they've awoken. They know they don't have to keep quiet anymore. But still, despite all of it, there is no lawsuit regarding Coyote Pass. But the reality is certain. Kody and Robyn supported their extravagant lifestyle at the expense of everyone else by spending too much. And the worst part? All of this was exposed 2 years ago, well before it came out on the show. So, what do you think? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you'll never miss a post. Thanks for the view, guys. See you later.